What's good, YouTube world? This is Artist of Truth coming once again with another vlog entry. So, what I want to touch on quickly is the most recent uh, controversial yet mysterious case, shooting case of a young black male in Dallas, Texas. Um, Gentleman goes by the name of Botham Jean was murdered in his apartment by an off-duty police officer. Now, if you're unaware of the case, let me give you a brief rundown of this situation. So, an off-duty police officer, Caucasian off-duty police officer in Dallas, that goes by the name of Amber uh, Geiger, just got off from work, uh, went to her apartment, her loft, I should say, that is located in Dallas, um, South Side, South Side Loft. That's what it's called. And she actually stated that she got off from work, went to her alleged apartment, and found, when she got to her door and went to insert her key, the door actually came open. So in any case, uh, she said there was a silhouette of a large, dark figure that was inside of her apartment. So she gave the individual some commands, and the commands were not followed, and someone was shot in her apartment. So what ended up really happening was she got off from work, went to the wrong apartment, and ended up shooting a black male twice. One of her shots actually struck him in the chest, and he was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. So the whole case is surrounding how an off-duty police officer mistook someone else's apartment for her own. Even though, if you haven't checked the news feeds or the videos, um, there was a red mat in front of the gentleman's uh, apartment, in front of his door. Now, who would have their door ajar in a loft? How can you, as a police officer, how is it that you mix up your apartment with someone else? So that was her story. Allegedly, two witnesses that actually gave their testimony, which was not recorded or documented for the investigation for police officers, that two females who were one of them, who was actually in her apartment reading a book, and it was quiet, so she pretty much heard everything, stated that she heard a banging on someone's door, and she heard some conversation, some words being exchanged, and then she heard gunshots. Now, the thing that gets me is two witnesses there at the loft gave the same testimonies, and their testimonies were not documented, which is sketchy. Because everyone who has listened and checked this out, it's just not making any sense. And they're trying to find out whether or not there was any connection between the two, which of course that's still up in the air because no one is really being forthcoming. There was a picture that was circulating on media about, saying this is him and that's her, but nothing is really confirmed. So, furthermore, a warrant was issued for Amber Geiger's arrest, but for some strange reason, the Texas Rangers got involved, and the warrant went away because she cooperated. Strangely, normally, if someone has a warrant for their arrest and it's signed and it's sealed, then that's it. They're going to get that person and they're going into holding. But of course, police unions, they look out for their own. I was watching Law and Order, and it was funny because there were some police officers and COs that were like, yeah, we look out for our own, regardless whether the officer is right or wrong. We look out for our own. So a search warrant was issued for Mr. Jean's apartment. Now, why wouldn't you issue a warrant to search the one who committed the crime? Why wouldn't you have a search warrant to search her apartment? But instead, it was the other way around. So apparently, there was some police gear, property of a police officer that was found in his apartment, along with some marijuana, which the bag of marijuana was actually located next to the police officer's property. It was found in his apartment, though. But everyone is trying to paint this narrative of Mr. Jean as, oh, well, he had marijuana in his apartment, which it really doesn't make sense. So I'm like, okay, even if this is true, why would it and how could it lead to him being shot and killed? And it really doesn't make any sense. With all honesty, it's a sad, it's another sad moment in this country where a police officer can commit a crime or abuse his or her power, and just because they are a part of a union, it gets overlooked. Special privileges are presented in the officer's behalf because they don't want one of their own being sent to prison for a crime that if a civilian were to commit, he or she would be sitting in jail on being charged for murder. Furthermore, while this investigation was going on, word was going around, and I believe a couple of photos had circulated where some people were helping Amber Geiger move. Now, I'm not for sure if she's still there or not. Word is circulating that she left. Now, it's sad, and I do understand police officers, they have a very, very dangerous job. I understand that. But then you have some police officers that truly abuse their authority. And it's sad, but it's also sketchy because there are too many loopholes in this officer's story that just don't make any sense. They really and truly don't add up. So, in closing, check it out, get the information for yourself, and feel free to leave a comment. You have a great evening.